ask questions a bit earlier. I'll let you ask yours now. Who wants to start?
Sure. Stefan, I was wondering, how do you look at the upcoming Classics campaign? You've been riding those races for many, many years. You said the dream is still there to try to win one. Is it even getting more difficult now with Van der Poel and Pogacar, and how can you still try to create opportunities to try to win, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, looking at 2025, maybe result-wise was not my best classic campaign, but then when you look like probably at Omloop, I was as close as I've ever been to winning one. I was caught just under the Flamme Rouge, and so it is possible for sure. The monuments and Pogacar and Van der Poel especially are there, then it's very, very difficult. I mean, each of these races to win is difficult, but I mean, for sure the odds are 9 times out of 10 they are going to be better than you, but I only focus that one day this one time can happen, and you never know what is happening in the classics, how the race constellation is, and I think we have a strong team for the classics this year, and obviously if you have several cars to play in the final, maybe you never know, and that's also what makes these races so special. For sure you have the favorites on paper, but then depending on the race situation, you can still make it work, and I know what it takes to be good in these races, and you just never have to give up and always keep believing, and then once you're up there fighting, it's possible.
It's also because the history has proven that there have been many guys who had this one, and they dreamt
exactly
one big day, and
yeah, that's the thing. Like I've been on the podium on a few of them. I've been in the top 5 on almost every of them, and so when you're always there and thereabouts, you only need that one shot once, and it can change your career, or at least the palmarès of your career. And obviously when you look especially at Mathieu and Tadej, some people think the race is lost at the start, or you're not gonna race for the win, but there is always a chance, and even though if it's only so little, you always gotta keep believing and race with all you've got, and if the opportunity opens, then you need to be ready to take it.
Do you often watch those races back to see if you can see something on the tactical part of it?
Sometimes I do, yes. Especially from the outside, you get a different view, and together with the sports director, we talk about it, and sometimes it's good to then have a look at it, because sometimes you, for example, last year in Tour de Flanders, when I was up ahead in that group with let's say outsiders, or but a lot of strong riders, but actually I didn't notice until very late that I was probably the strongest out of that group, and then sometimes you don't believe as much in yourself, or you should just try, go, lay it out, all out there, and because you never really know what their game plan is. And when you have a rider, for example, last year who was up in that group was Tadej Pogacar, and he could also go and try and win it himself, or then they can play it all on Jorgensen or Van Aert, and this you never know. And sometimes I think in these races it's always better when you're acting instead of reacting. That's for sure.
It was kind of written in the stars that you would sign for Tudor. Did you even talk with other teams, or?
Yeah, it was not as obvious as it might look like. For sure, the people, as you say, it's a logic fit, but there was interest of a lot of teams, and until I took my decision. It was a really difficult decision for me to make at that time, because also the other projects were tempting. But then I really believe in this. It's a young team, but you also have this positive dynamic that everyone wants to go to the top. And maybe if you have been on the top in the past, then it's maybe not the same hunger. And here you feel that everyone is like super motivated, and yeah, just trying to make the next step all the time. And I wanted to find a structure which is very professional, which has the support that I need in all the different departments, if it's the classics or the time trials or whatsoever. And in the end, that's what convinced me to come here. But it was not that easy that it might look like from the outside.
Do you think you reached a ceiling at Groupama?
I felt like in order to improve, I need a change of sceneries. I knew that already before 2025. By the end of the season 24, I knew this was going to be my last season in Groupama-FDJ. It's not a decision against the team, but it's a decision for a change, for a new challenge for myself. Because I believe once you have worked with these people for many, many years, sometimes it's also new input that can make you better. An environment that is challenging for you, like that's also, maybe I have a certain numbers of career years, but in the end I'm still ready for changes, and I want to improve, and I want to that people around me ask me the difficult questions and try something new. And I knew that I was ready for that. And then I was looking for an outfit that was having a different approach, and that's how, through all the talks, was convinced this was the case in Tudor. And then we were able to reach an agreement quite early also in the season, which is always good. Then you have this ticked off, and also they can already start working on actually 2026 season already in the mid of 2025.
How is it to be back on a BMC bike?
It's nice. Honestly, the last time I was riding on a BMC was 2018, and the bikes nowadays it's quite a difference. And so yes, it's back being on the same brand, but it's not the same bike anymore.
It took you a little time to get used to?
Actually, it was quite an easy switch. Normally, maybe the saddle can cause some issues because you're so used to, you spend thousands of hours a year on the same saddle, and then suddenly you change it, but then you also change the chamois, so that's always a little bit a critical point. But luckily, this all went very smoothly, and so yeah, until now, no problem of adapting. Went very, very good, and the bike is very nice to ride. So I'm really happy to also then race with this setup.
I have a question coming from Switzerland about the same topic, the team change. Besides sporting ambitions, were there other reasons, maybe more personal reasons, family, being close to home, that also went for that decision?
Honestly, the Tudor is a Swiss team. This was not a condition for me. It really, honestly, didn't matter, because for me it was like, I don't care if the team is Belgium, American, whatever nationality. It's about the culture that they have inside the team, and I wanted a more international team. That yes, because I believe if you have a lot of different mentalities in the team, that it makes a more challenging outfit. And in the end, yes, it's nice that Tudor is a Swiss team, but it was not like, when I had the list of the teams and I talked to all of them, and then I made a list with pros and cons. nationality of the team was not even part of that pros or cons. It just honestly doesn't matter, because yes, we are a Swiss team with a strong Swiss link with Tudor, the main sponsor, or actually almost all of our partners have or most of them have a strong connection to Switzerland or our Swiss brands. But then the people working here is very international. Like starting with the riders, we're 9, if I'm correct, 9 Swiss riders on the team, but you have 21 from other nationalities in the team staff. The majority are international people, and so this makes this team, yes, very international. Then for sure it's convenient to have the service course close by, especially with the new service course that we are building, and makes it a bit easier. But as I said, it's in the end, it's an international sport and an international team.
Was Fabian Cancellara part of that pros and cons list?
It's hard to say. I mean, Fabian is part of the management of the team, so yes, the first talk that I had with the team was actually with Fabian, but it was more kind of, you always have you see a person from the outside, and then you have your ideas how he's working and so on, and he just wanted to know why I did certain things the way I was doing them and so on, and he was actually more talking about the culture that they have here at the team, the way of working as a team. Like they really have the different departments, and each of the department is has a lot of they are leading what they're doing. For example, the innovation department, the head of innovation is the head of that department, and it's not the management who is going to interfere with the work that they are doing. Okay, for sure, they have a certain budget allocation and so on, but he says, I cannot interfere in everything. Yes, maybe I join a meeting and listen, but I want, the goal is to appoint the right persons in the right spot and then let them do their work. And so he was always that I'm more on the sideline, watching, overseeing, and but this already gave me quite a good look on the team, or a feel for the team, and then yes, it went onwards with all the different talks. But obviously with Fabian, we know each other for a long time, so then it's easy to, if you have some more questions, to just give him a quick call or a message, and makes it easier for sure.
What can you tell about the level that is required nowadays to be competing at top level? With the evolution that has taken part in the last couple of days, what does it take now to be?
For sure, professional cyclist, especially when you're one of the leaders of a team, one of the riders that has to deliver the results, it's very intense. It's not only all the hours of training that you do, but then in addition to that, come, as I said, wind tunnel sessions on the track, outdoor, all this aero testing that we do. Then you have a lot of altitude camps coming. It's just got more intense. When I compared to when I passed professional 12 years ago, it was it was different. Now, I don't know, if you're working a normal job, you say I work 100%, and if you take that 100% from 2015, now it's probably 130%, in terms of just time that you actually spend doing your job. You have so many different aspects of it. As I said, altitude training, then you have heat training, then you have all this aero testing. Then nowadays it's common that everyone does gym, and that actually just adds hours on top of your bike riding. And then you have all different kind of recovery measures, like ice baths after the stage, and so on and so on and so on. So in the end, we have the whole staff behind us who makes it easier for us. So they prepare and try to make it as efficient as possible. But if you're one of the leaders of a team, then you also have these kind of things to do. Media duties for the partners, and nowadays, maybe back in the days it was enough to show your jersey on the TV, and nowadays you need to create content, you need to create stories for the partners, also the personal meetings with the sponsors have become more important. They really want to get this in touch with us, and so yeah, it all adds up. But then it's very important for yourself to like really be able to also take time off.
Yeah, and how do you do that? How do you switch off if you have that many time?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you maybe only have a few days, or the days are limited that you have really time off. But then often nowadays on the rest days I don't ride at all anymore, just in order to switch off completely. Because otherwise, especially I have a family, I've 2 kids, and then you want to do something with them, and then you plan the day, or at least these days, maybe 1 day or maximum 2 days per week, you plan around them. And all the other days of the week are planned around what I am doing. Like the appointments that I have, the training for sure, it's like the most important, and then you plan around it. And then it's easier if you know, okay, today is a family day, to just put all the things that are related to being a professional bike rider away, and then you can actually really think about anything else than riding a bike.
Yeah.
Did off season also change over the years? Do you still have a real off season?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, off season starts after the last race, and it restarts when you do the first training. But for example, I did my last race in Col des Nations, then flew directly to Switzerland, didn't even go home, went directly to Suisse, to the service course for a get-together week, 5 days until Friday. Sunday I was in the plane to England to go to the wind tunnel the whole Monday. So by the time I was going on holiday, there was already 8 days of my off-season gone. And so yes, this is also these kind of things that has to be done. And so the time that you have really off is maybe, or even then you restart training and you see all the other guys already through social media being in Calpe, being on Gran Canaria, and then you think, I'm training in Switzerland, like it's 3 degrees and I cannot do as much as them. So yeah, this also, so you always feel like it's getting more and more and more, but in the end you just need to focus on what you are doing and not so much on what the others are doing. But yes, as I said before, it has to become more intense, and then it's up to you to still say, like, I need my off season, I need the time off, and that's still as important as it was before. It's really important to have this recovery time, because we are one of the sports that's probably has it's one of the sports that has the most competition days in a year. It's from 60 to 80 days normally, and so you never really switch off once you start training in November until the next October, and then you need a certain time where your body can like really reset.
So, sorry, can I go?
Stefan, about changes in the classics, of the classics changed more than anything else. Thinking about bike technology, the nutrition, also the arrival of Pogacar.
Yes, the classics have changed. Obviously, you just look at the average speed. Compared to 10 years ago, we go 2-3 kilometers per hour faster in average. That's due to the evolution of the material. That's due to the improvement of all the riders. Like we all stepped our level up through different training methods. Like altitude nowadays is a very common thing. Almost everyone does it. And then the nutrition advanced a lot. Like back in the days when I turned pro, there was like carbs is your enemy. It's only high fat, high protein. I remember like riders complaining that there was too much carbs on offer on the buffet, and nowadays it's completely the other way around, as much carbs as you can get. And so this changed, and just made the classics more intense, because the final, or what's the final nowadays, the final starts 150 k's out and makes it more intense, but in the end that's what suits me well. When it's really hard racing from far out, and it's more also about